fucking live. Well, not live, but anyway, I'm recording this garden update. There's my Gandalf / Odin shrine. I believe it's meant to be Odin, but I turned him into Gandalf with a palantir there, a light palantir at that. It's not the dark one in the movies, but it's the best I could find at Hobby Lobby when I was looking for something. He originally was a water fountain. Water came out right there where his hand is holding the ball, the palantir, and then he had a base that was had runes around it, and it was real thin and oval, and it broke apart because we had him in a tub over there in the middle of the flower patch, in the middle of the backyard, and it broke apart, so I had to make a cement foundation for him and covered up his feet. But anyway, nobody's able to carry him off now. So, and he's got a little dragon baby, and I got a little light there at night. I need to get a new one though. They're only $1, but they quit selling them at the dollar store. And there's the little mother with her child. That's my mom's statue, and that's my statue. And Nick wants to put a train car out here, but anyway, that is, I believe, a lemon or a lime tree that we got growing there. And that is one of my persimmon trees, I believe, or a red. That's a red bud, and those are I just call them pine trees, or Douglas firs or whatever. The fir trees are pine trees. I call them pine trees. That's there's some firs right here too, in the back of the circle. And that is a plum tree. That is a plum tree, but little mini plums for making jam. This is an almond tree. Now they had some sort of rust on them, and this year, and it's since went away. It's moved over to the flowers. Well, she pulled the flowers the other day, but the rust is gone. But they didn't produce. This is a peach tree here. They didn't produce this year. We did get pears though. This is a pear tree right here. And see, there's a couple pears still up in there. Hard pears, not the soft pears, like you probably like. These are hard pears, or the hard kind to chew. But they're still good, nutritious, I think they got more vitamins in them than the soft pears do. But yeah, my peach tree here, I wish we would have had peaches this year, because this peaches off this peach tree get good, and really good peaches. But they started bleeding out this year. They bled out a bunch of sap. This tree did, and the plum trees did. All bled out a bunch of sap, but maybe the almond tree did too. I'm not for sure. Yeah, I think it did, but it's all been since 8 by, yeah, right there, that split right there, it was bleeding out. What happened was we had a snowstorm in April. Everybody remember that? Back in April, that snowstorm? And I believe this is my persimmon tree, and it has, it's got bugs that laid its eggs all in the leaves there. It's really hard to grow stuff here in Arkansas. There's the daisy corner and birdhouse. It's really hard to grow fruit trees here. You have to spray them down. We use neem oil. We don't use pesticides. There's my tomatoes. They're still producing, even though they look kind of ragged. And this is a fig tree, a fig bush. Gotta get my cigarette lit there. And we cut the dead off in the wintertime and it grows back. This is its, oh, there's a fig. Oh my gosh, really? It's first fig right there, guys. Right there. It's producing. Good. Maybe next year I'll have some figs. Maybe it'll, if it stays warm like it is, it's about, oh hell, it's 80 degrees out here, just about 78, 80. It's nice, but you can feel the heat from the sun. I don't see any other figs on there, but that one ought to be ready in a week or so. Boy, that'd be good. Anyway, these fig trees, you break these leaves off and they got sap in them, and that is better than insulin. For any of you that are diabetic, you want to grow yourself some fig trees, and like that, you cut them back in the wintertime and pile up some blankets or just a bunch of leaves on top of them so they don't freeze, the roots don't freeze. And you know, you want to plant them deep. Plant all your trees and shrubs and bushes pretty deep, unless they're a top water feeder, like a desert plant, you know, a desert bush or something like that, a dry climate bush. The trick to growing in this climate field here in northwest Arkansas is to always get your roots deep so it doesn't freeze, because the sap will have time to run down into the roots, you know, and doesn't matter what happens to the top of the tree or the plant in the wintertime. Of course, those firs and those pine trees don't you know, lose their needles, but they stay green all year. Problem we had with those is the snow got to them and broke some of the branches off. But these are rhododendron, I think. No, that's not rhododendron. I don't know plant names like my mom knows everything, but these plants here keep certain bugs away from the garden. This is our peanut patch. Those are peanuts, for you guys that didn't know. And it looks like I'm going to have to water tonight because I don't think it's going to rain. But we did have out here was our squash and squash plants, and there's some still left, some melon squash. A couple of them left out here and still growing. But we got some big delicata squash, giant ones this year. And there's some tomatoes ready to. That one looks nice and scrumptious. I'm gonna eat that. Those little cherry tomatoes have been the best thing all year. And there's a big old grasshopper for Frigga and Inya. That's what kind of grasshoppers we got around here. They're about, we see about how big they are. That's the size of your finger. Get off there, grasshopper. He's trying to get him some lunch. They don't really bother the okra pods. None of the insects do, but you get ants and stuff on them. And I'll be picking these. I'll be cutting these in the morning because they'll be ready. They grow really fast, and they'll be big in the morning. That one right there is about ready. They're all, tomorrow's cutting day for the okra. You want to cut your okra every other day to every 3 to 4 days. Just depends on how much water they get and how much sun they get. They like hot weather. These okra plants only got about chest high this year. Last year I had a bunch that were 6-7 foot tall, and the late summer we had was probably the reason why. Or I didn't get chicken litter into this garden. We did burn a lot of stuff and till in a lot of a lot of charcoal and carbon, you know, into here, potash, you know, and so that's really all the fertilizer we got. And then we spot fertilized when we planted with some blood meal and some other fertilizer, flowering plant fertilizers and stuff, just a little bit, you know, not anything heavy. We don't use the heavy chemical fertilizers a lot or anything. Now we've dormatized the garden. There was green beans out here, but you see we've got Swiss chard and lettuce and winter lettuce and stuff, and then I got a tomato plant over here. And I moved Mom moved my mullein plant. There's our compost bin. And there's a mullein plant that's already seeded out and flowered. It kind of got damaged this year and it was kind of raggedy, but there's some new ones that grew in the garden from the seeds, and we've got them growing. They winterize pretty good themselves in a pot above ground or below ground, whatever. They come back every year. You just let them go, give them water, maybe some Epsom salts every once in a while. Another tomato plant there. And I got cilantro, and there's a cilantro. And what else is in there? Oh shit, I can't remember right now. But any stuff for your salad, you know, right here we just got a bunch of salad stuff. And that is ryegrass. We plant ryegrass in there, and until the squirrels, you hear that knocking? The squirrels are up in the trees knocking down acorns. But these squirrels this year aren't burying their acorns. They're just playing, knocking them down, and they had been eating the bird seed my mom had put out for the birds, and they might be eating the acorns now. I don't know, but I know they're not burying them. They're not, you know, or they'd be busy, because there's tons of acorns all over the ground, and I just worry that I'm gonna have to spend some money, grift some extra money from everybody to get critter food this winter to keep my squirrel family alive, in case, you know, shit hits the fan and I got to eat them, you know, because everybody says don't eat city squirrel, but really these squirrels around here don't eat no trash or anything, you know. They eat pretty good with what we feed them. And there's just canis plants. Those get really pretty red. They just bloomed here several weeks ago. And just some coverage, ground coverage there. And some you know, nice yellow flowers, some daisies or whatever the hell they are. Mom's flowers. And I don't know what kind of grass those are, but I'll tell you what, they get blooms on them. This is a wandering Jew, and this is good for in-house. Put it in the house, it takes toxins out of the air. So if you get breathing sickness, you know, like the COVID or whatever, you could put one of these wandering Jews next to your bed, and you just break off a little pinch, and they'll grow out in a can of water or whatever, or wherever you put them, and they just spread everywhere. I believe they're succulent, and they also all those types of plants where you could pick off a piece and it'll just start sprouting and growing. See, we got them everywhere. And this is a lemon or lime plant, I'm not for sure, but this is a lemon tree. And rosebush, it hadn't been doing so well past several years. It's always got some sort of rust on it, but those grass-like plants, they flower like that. This is the last flowering one that had them on there. We got some more flowers there. Those are nice pretty ones. Now, some of you ladies and guys might know what all this stuff's called, and I really don't care. I just take care of the soil and water them and shit, you know, sometimes when my mom's not able to. And those are, everybody knows what those are. Variegated, gosh, I can't think of shit today. I did my mind works in the morning, and you know, during the afternoon I'm usually taking a nap. But isn't that pretty? Those are really nice violet. They glow, and they really do glow like that. They're pretty amazing. And she's got this flower bed on the north side of the house for the neighbors to look out their kitchen window and when they're washing dishes and look at them. But these are my I had water lilies on the other side, and these are like water lilies, but something else, fuck, I can't remember. Anyway, my friend's wife gave me a bunch of bulbs one year, and I put them, and they're water plants, and I put them, and they just went crazy. They just went crazy. Me and my mom got a green thumb. I don't know what things are called, but most, but I can grow just about anything. I wish they legalized the marijuana for it to be grown for medical patients, because I'd get my card again and I'd be growing, and I'd have shit 20, 30 foot tall, I guarantee you. Because my dad knew a guy that grew here in the area a long time ago. He's dead now, but we'd go out and see his plants sometimes, and they were sticking up over the top of the house. That's how big marijuana will get if you let it, or if you know what you're doing. A lot of people. There's my old truck. I just dumped a load of brush and stuff, so it's dirty back there. My old 95 Chevy. I ain't getting rid of it or anything. It don't go very, very far anymore. Some frogs. The old wagon wheels fell off the wagon, and that's where we built the house. Got a gnome and some turtles, a gnome and a frog, and my smoking benches. And we're fixing to get rid of this old tree. I don't know if you guys seen my short saying goodbye to my old tree. But the squirrels got a nest up there, and we're fixing to have to evict them, because we're taking this tree out when the tree guy gets ready. There was a flower bed around it. We took it out. That's what I had to go dump. And these bushes get really, really nice blooms on them during blooming time, but they're getting ready to go into winter, and that's the garden update. Got a bird feeder here. And see those wandering Jews? We gave some of those from the neighbor across the street, and they've been growing like crazy everywhere. We have to trim them up and repot them and give them away to people and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But I'd like to put them inside, but Mom's too scared that we get water damage on the floor or on furniture or something. So we don't have any plants inside. She used to when I was a kid. Be lots of house plants, and we replaced the floors since then, and we just don't have them. Now, if anybody knows, if anybody knows what that means on a house, that's probably one of the main reasons why I'm an occultist or a pagan or a magician or whatever you want to call me, self-acclaimed anyway. I don't know. A lot of people say I'm really good at it. Some people say you don't know what you're talking about, and but if anybody knows the history of why the real history of why they placed X's on houses, besides the fact that they were covering up an old window slot, and that's what that was. They had a window slotted in the bathrooms there, and so we said, my parents said, no, we don't want a window in the bathroom. So that's what they did. They put that X up there. We've never taken it down. We just paint it and make it stand out, and it's kind of like a symbol for the witch house. And, no, people see that around here. The Mormons and shit in there, the door-to-door Bible people, you see that shit on my house, and a lot of them don't know what it is, but most of them steer clear. They'll start walking up the driveway, and they'll fucking turn the fuck around and walk off. But it's a good deterrent for people that know, there is witchcraft going on here. So you guys have a great day. I'm gonna try and pump out a live stream, an informative live stream tonight, going over some of the CERN things, going over the frequencies. I was hoping that we could get more evidence on that frequency manipulation on the VLF today, but I just haven't seen it spike yet since the ones yesterday. I do have the screenshots on my phone. I'll upload them to the computer when I do my live stream, and I'll show you guys what happened yesterday and the reason of that 6-pointer in Greece. That 6-pointer in Greece happened. So I'll show you my neighbor's garden. Now they're Hispanic, and he's got some. I think them are chilies, or I don't think those are jalapenos. Those are chilies, and I don't know what kind of big old bush things those are. But that's the last couple stalks of corn. He had some 20-foot tall corn. I know maybe you've seen him in some of my older shorts. If you guys haven't seen my shorts, make sure. Now I got a playlist of all my shorts. I believe it's on well, Not Your Father's Country. One of my channels, I've got to fix the playlist. But anyway, I got shorts playlists on if you want to see them all instead of having to scroll through the videos. But anyway, guys, I do what I can, you know, fuck. Well, it is what it is. So, y'all have a great afternoon and everything like that. And I will see you later tonight around 7 or 9, just depends. But I'll try to pump a live stream out for you guys. Peace out, motherfuckers. Mr. Mission Control's out of here.